Imagine this. You're 65 years old, lying beside your wife, and for the first time in years, she whispers, "Don't stop." Your body feels alive, powerful, responsive, and all it took was one small scoop of powder placed on your tongue less than an hour earlier. No pills, no prescriptions, just a natural spark that reignited your manhood. I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men restore their vitality, confidence, and sexual strength, safely and naturally. I've seen thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s reclaim the performance they thought was gone forever. Most men assume declining erections are an unavoidable part of aging. They think only pharmaceutical pills can help. But what if I told you that one natural powder, used correctly, can boost blood flow faster than any blue pill? What if you could trigger the same chemical reaction your body used in your 20s without side effects or embarrassment? Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what that powder is, how it works, and why putting it directly on your tongue unlocks your body's hidden potential. This isn't a myth or marketing trick. It's pure science that any man can apply. So stay with me, because in just a few minutes, you'll learn the simple, natural method that helps older men perform with confidence, stamina, and passion. The kind that makes your partner beg you to stop. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. So you never miss another men's health tip designed to keep you strong, confident, and performing like your best years are still ahead. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and tell me how I can make the next one even better for you. Now, before we talk about the powder itself, let's take a moment to understand why erections naturally weaken after 60. Because once you know what's really happening inside your body, and why blood flow slows down with age, you'll see exactly how this simple powder can change everything. 1. The truth about why erections fade after 60. Let me tell you something I've learned after 3 decades of working with men. No man loses his ability to perform overnight. It happens slowly, quietly over the years. One morning you wake up and it's not the same. You still have desire, but your body doesn't respond like it used to. You might tell yourself it's stress or age, or that you're just tired, but deep down, you know something's changed. What's really happening isn't about your willpower or masculinity, it's biology. Around your 60s, your body's natural production of nitric oxide drops sharply. Nitric oxide is the invisible signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing blood to flow freely into the penis. When that signal weakens, the blood doesn't move as it should, and firmness becomes harder to achieve or maintain. You haven't lost your strength. It's simply that your inner communication system isn't working as efficiently as it once did. I remember one of my patients, a 68-year-old man named Robert. He sat in my office, his voice low, and said, "Doc, I still love my wife. I want her. I just can't get my body to cooperate." That sentence broke my heart because I knew it wasn't his fault. It was his blood flow, his nitric oxide, his circulation. All things that can be revived with the right approach. This decline in nitric oxide doesn't just affect intimacy. It affects your energy, focus, and even your heart health. Your arteries become less flexible, your oxygen delivery slows down, and you start to feel older than you truly are. That's why I tell my patients, if you fix the flow, you fix almost everything. Restoring blood flow is the secret to restoring vitality. Now here's where it gets exciting. There's a simple, natural way to boost that nitric oxide again, without pills, without prescriptions, and without side effects. It's something you can place directly on your tongue, and within minutes, your blood vessels start to open like they did decades ago. Let's talk about how this miracle powder works inside your body, and why it's quickly becoming every older man's best-kept secret. 2. The science behind the miracle powder, L-Citrulline. I've been in men's health for over 30 years, and I've seen countless supplements come and go, promising miracles, delivering disappointment. But every once in a while, something truly remarkable stands out. L-Citrulline is one of those rare discoveries. It's not a gimmick, not a stimulant, and not some overnight trick. It's a naturally occurring amino acid that works in harmony with your body, restoring what time has quietly taken away. Here's the fascinating part. When you take L-Citrulline, your body converts it into another compound called L-Arginine, which then transforms into nitric oxide, the very molecule responsible for helping your blood vessels expand and carry blood where it's needed most. It's like turning the key in your body's natural ignition system. The moment nitric oxide levels rise, your arteries relax, blood rushes more freely, and that surge of circulation reaches your most vital areas. What makes L-Citrulline so powerful is how efficiently it fuels this process. You see, many men have tried L-Arginine supplements directly, thinking they'd get a quicker effect. But here's the truth. When you swallow L-Arginine, much of it gets broken down in your digestive system before it ever reaches your bloodstream. L-Citrulline, on the other hand, slips past that roadblock. It enters the bloodstream smoothly and gradually converts into L-Arginine over time, providing a steadier, longer-lasting increase in nitric oxide. I'll never forget one of my longtime patients, John, a 71-year-old who had nearly given up hope. He told me, "Doc, I just want to feel like myself again." I started him on a simple L-Citrulline regimen, and within weeks, he walked back into my office with a grin that said everything. "It's working," he said. "I didn't think I'd ever see that kind of change again." His confidence, his energy, even the way he carried himself, it all came back. That's the beauty of restoring your body's natural chemistry instead of forcing it with drugs. L-Citrulline doesn't just improve erections, it improves circulation throughout your entire body. Better blood flow means better oxygen delivery to your heart, your brain, and your muscles. Men who use it often tell me they wake up feeling more alive, more alert, and ready to move again. It's not about chasing youth, it's about reactivating the strength that's still inside you. And when you learn the right way to take it, not as a pill but directly on your tongue, you'll understand why this simple method is outperforming even the most popular performance medications. So let's move deeper into that secret and see why this unique approach works faster, smoother, and with results you can actually feel. 3. Why putting it on your tongue works better than pills. When most men think about taking something to improve performance, they picture swallowing a pill with a glass of water and waiting for the magic to happen. But here's the truth that surprises nearly everyone I talk to. Your digestive system is often the very thing that slows you down. By the time a pill travels through your stomach and liver, much of the active ingredient is already broken down or wasted. That's why so many men feel inconsistent results from pills. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Now imagine bypassing all of that. Imagine placing a small scoop of powder directly on your tongue, letting it rest there as it dissolves, and feeling your body respond within minutes. That's exactly what happens when you use L-Citrulline this way. The inside of your mouth, especially under your tongue, is lined with tiny blood vessels that absorb nutrients directly into your bloodstream. It's called sublingual absorption, and it's the fastest, most efficient route your body has. When you let L-Citrulline absorb this way, it doesn't have to fight through stomach acid or compete with the food you just ate. It enters your circulation almost immediately, igniting the nitric oxide process far quicker than any capsule ever could. Within 30 to 45 minutes, most men start to feel a subtle change. A warm pulse of energy, a lightness in their chest, a sense that blood is moving the way it used to. It's not just a physical shift, it's emotional too. That spark you thought was gone, it comes rushing back. One of my patients, David, 66 years old, called me after trying this method for the first time. He said, "Doc, I didn't think something so simple could make that big a difference. I felt it working before I even realized what was happening." That's the beauty of using your body's own pathways. There's no crash, no racing heart, no side effects, just your natural rhythm restored. What makes this approach even more powerful is how precise it is. You control the timing. If you know you're planning an intimate evening, you can take it 45 minutes beforehand and trust that your body will be ready when the moment comes. It gives you freedom, not dependence. That sense of control, that quiet confidence, is something no prescription bottle can ever provide. But here's where things get even more exciting. L-Citrulline is powerful on its own, but when you pair it with other natural powders that support blood flow and stamina, the results can multiply dramatically. Let's look at the key companions that turn this single powder into a complete performance powerhouse. 4. How to use it correctly. Now that you understand how powerful L-Citrulline can be, let's talk about how to use it the right way. Because when it comes to this powder, timing, dosage, and technique make all the difference. I've seen too many men give up too soon simply because they didn't know how to take it properly. But when you do it the right way, the results are almost always remarkable. Start with 3 to 6 grams of pure L-Citrulline powder. Not the citrulline malate that bodybuilders use for workouts, but the pure form. That purity matters because it's what allows your body to convert it efficiently into L-arginine and nitric oxide. Take a clean, dry spoon, place the powder directly on your tongue, and let it rest there for 15 to 20 seconds before swallowing with a small sip of water. That short moment of contact is what jumpstarts absorption through your mouth's soft tissue. Once you swallow, give your body about 30 to 60 minutes to work its magic. You may start to feel subtle warmth in your chest or arms, maybe even a little tingling in your hands. That's blood flow. That's oxygen and energy reaching areas that haven't felt fully alive in a while. Most men begin to notice stronger, more reliable responses within that first hour, and the effects can last for several hours afterward. I tell my patients to take it on an almost empty stomach. Not completely starving, but at least 2 hours after a meal. A heavy dinner slows everything down, while a lighter approach lets the powder move quickly into your bloodstream. Staying hydrated is equally important. Water supports circulation and helps your vessels expand more easily. Think of it as preparing the soil before planting the seed. And here's something that surprises many men. The benefits of L-Citrulline build over time. The more consistently you use it, the stronger your nitric oxide pathways become. That means even on the days you don't take it, your baseline performance and energy remain higher. It's not a quick fix. It's a gradual restoration of what your body once did effortlessly. Some men like to mix it with a small splash of juice to soften the slightly bitter taste, but others grow to enjoy its simplicity. That clean, neutral flavor that signals something powerful yet natural. I often think of it like tuning an old engine. The parts are all still there, they just need the right spark to run smoothly again. And while L-Citrulline alone can work wonders, the real magic happens when it joins forces with other natural powders that strengthen and energize your system in different ways. In the next part, we'll explore those hidden allies, the supporting powders that take your performance to the next level. 5. The supporting powders that supercharge the effect. When men first start using L-Citrulline, they often tell me, "Doc, this feels incredible, but is there any way to make it even stronger?" The answer is yes. Nature has given us a few extraordinary allies that work beautifully alongside L-Citrulline, each one enhancing blood flow, stamina, and desire in its own unique way. Think of them as teammates working together toward the same goal: to bring your vitality back to life. The first is beetroot powder, one of the most underrated natural performance boosters I've ever studied. Beetroot is rich in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide through a different biological pathway than L-Citrulline. That means you're not just doubling your blood flow support, you're opening up a whole new channel for circulation. When you put beetroot powder on your tongue and let it sit for a few seconds, the bacteria in your mouth begin transforming those nitrates into nitrites, which then become nitric oxide in your bloodstream. It's a natural, safe process that works astonishingly fast. Within 45 minutes, your vessels expand, your blood pressure drops slightly, and your body feels lighter, more alive, more capable. Many of my older patients describe it as feeling unclogged for the first time in years. The next powerful companion is maca root powder, an ancient superfood from the high Andes of Peru. For centuries, it's been known as a symbol of strength, fertility, and endurance. Unlike other herbs that target hormones directly, maca works on a deeper, neurological level. It interacts with the brain centers that control mood and desire, helping reignite that spark of interest many men lose with age. Maca doesn't just help you perform, it helps you want to perform. That mental connection, that feeling of confidence and readiness, is often what men tell me they miss the most. What I love most about combining these powders is how naturally they complement one another. L-Citrulline opens your blood vessels, beetroot strengthens and sustains that flow, and maca fires up your energy and drive. Together, they create a full-circle effect. Physical strength meets mental passion, and when taken the right way, the results can feel almost effortless. You can take them separately, of course, but there's a reason I call the combination a performance trio. It's balanced, natural, and backed by real science. Most importantly, it gives older men the confidence they thought they had lost forever. But what happens when you blend them into one powerful mix? One simple combination you can prepare ahead of time for perfect results every time. That's where things truly get exciting, and it's exactly what we'll uncover next. 6. The Doctor's Performance Stack. Over the years, I've experimented with countless combinations of natural ingredients, trying to find that perfect balance between strength, endurance, and desire. What I discovered wasn't from a lab or a pharmaceutical company. It came from nature itself. When you combine the right powders in precise amounts, something remarkable happens. You don't just perform better, your entire body feels recharged. That's why I began sharing what I call the Doctor's Performance Stack. A simple, natural blend that brings everything together in harmony. This isn't a supplement you'll find in a fancy bottle or behind a pharmacy counter. It's something you can easily make at home. Here's what I tell my patients. Take 2 teaspoons of pure L-Citrulline powder, 1 tablespoon of beetroot powder, and 1 teaspoon of maca root powder. Mix them together in a small glass or container. The beetroot adds a naturally sweet, earthy flavor that balances the slight bitterness of the others, creating something surprisingly pleasant to the taste. I like to think of it as nature's energy tonic, pure, simple, and effective. When you place this mixture on your tongue, you're not just taking a supplement, you're activating your body's own chemistry. The L-Citrulline opens up your blood vessels, the beetroot keeps that flow sustained, and the maca sharpens your desire and mood. Within 45 minutes, you'll feel a wave of controlled energy. Not jittery, not forced, but steady and grounded. It's the kind of power that reminds you of what it means to feel like a man again. What makes this combination so special is how seamlessly the effects blend together. The nitric oxide boost from the citrulline and beetroot creates fuller, longer-lasting firmness, while the maca gives you the mental drive and focus that make the experience more intimate, more connected. You're not just stronger, you're more present, more alive, more in tune with your partner, and that's what true performance is about. One of my patients, Greg, a 70-year-old retired firefighter, once told me, "Doc, that stack made me feel like my body and mind finally started working together again." I could see the pride in his eyes when he said it. He wasn't chasing youth, he was rediscovering himself. That's the magic of the performance stack. It gives you control, confidence, and connection all at once. And the best part? You don't need anything else. Just this natural trio, the right timing, and a little consistency. Speaking of timing, in the next part, I'll show you exactly when and how to take it to get the strongest, longest-lasting results possible. Because even the best formula only works if you use it at the perfect moment. 7. Timing and optimization tips. Timing is everything. You can have the best powder, the right combination, and still miss out on the full effect if you don't give your body the right window to activate it. Over the years, I've seen this mistake more times than I can count. Men taking the powders at the wrong time, right after a heavy dinner, or without enough water, and then wondering why they didn't feel much difference. The truth is, your body is like a finely tuned engine. It performs best when everything is aligned. Your blood flow, digestion, hydration, and mental state all working together in perfect rhythm. Here's how to get it right. If you're using L-Citrulline alone, take it 30 to 60 minutes before intimacy. That gives your body enough time to convert it into nitric oxide and open up your blood vessels. Beetroot powder works a little slower because your mouth bacteria need to convert those natural nitrates first, so 45 to 60 minutes is ideal. Maca, on the other hand, needs a bit more time to reach its peak, about 60 to 90 minutes. If you're using the performance stack, the blend of all three, aim for about 45 minutes before intimacy. That's the sweet spot where all three are active at once. Try not to take the powders right after a big meal. A full stomach slows absorption and can blunt the effects. Instead, eat a light meal a couple of hours before, drink plenty of water throughout the day, and avoid alcohol too close to the moment. It can interfere with circulation. Hydration is your silent partner in all of this. Water keeps your blood volume healthy and your arteries flexible, allowing those powders to do their job more efficiently. I always remind my patients that setting the mood matters too. These powders work best when your mind and body are both engaged. Take a few moments to relax, breathe, and focus on connection rather than performance. This calm, confident mindset enhances blood flow even more, turning chemistry into real, lasting passion. Some men notice they perform better if they take their powders consistently, not just on special nights. Regular use trains your body to maintain higher nitric oxide levels naturally, so even on days you skip, your circulation stays strong. Think of it as maintenance for your most important system. When you master the timing, you start to feel in control again, ready, steady, and confident. And while proper timing unlocks the full potential of these powders, knowing how to use them safely and effectively for your unique body is just as crucial. In the next section, I'll show you exactly how to stay safe, avoid mistakes, and make sure every experience leaves you stronger than before. 8. Safety and results for older men. Whenever I talk about natural performance enhancement, the first question men ask is, "Doctor, is it safe for someone my age?" And I understand why. At 60, 70, or even 80, your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. You've lived a full life, worked hard, maybe managed blood pressure or heart issues along the way. So when I recommend something new, it's not about chasing youth. It's about restoring what belongs to you, safely and confidently. The good news is that L-Citrulline, beetroot powder, and maca are not synthetic drugs. They're nutrients your body already recognizes. For most healthy men, these powders are completely safe when used as directed. They support circulation, heart health, and stamina without putting extra strain on your cardiovascular system. Unlike prescription pills that can force a reaction, these natural compounds encourage your body to respond the way it was designed to. Still, every man's body is unique. If you take medications for blood pressure or heart disease, talk to your doctor first. L-Citrulline and beetroot both help relax blood vessels, which can slightly lower blood pressure. For most men, that's a benefit, but for those already on medication, it's important to make sure the combination doesn't make it dip too low. I always tell my patients, work with your doctor, not against him. True strength comes from being informed, not reckless. When you use these powders properly, the results speak for themselves. The first thing most men notice is improved firmness, stronger, fuller, more dependable erections that don't fade halfway through. Then comes stamina. You last longer, feel more in control, and your recovery time shortens. But the changes go beyond intimacy. Your energy throughout the day improves. Your walks feel lighter. Even your focus sharpens. That's because better blood flow means better oxygen to every cell in your body. I remember one man, 81 years old, who told me, "Doc, my wife says I've got a new glow about me." That kind of joy never gets old for me. It's not just about sex. It's about feeling alive again, about confidence returning to your step, about waking up with energy instead of fatigue. These are the quiet victories that make a man feel whole again. And while safety and results are vital, there's something else that can multiply your success even further: your daily habits. What you eat, how you move, how you rest. All of it shapes how powerfully these powders can work for you. Let's take a closer look at the simple lifestyle choices that can make your results even more extraordinary. 9. Lifestyle habits that multiply your results. Even the best powder in the world can only take you so far if your body isn't prepared to receive it. That's why I tell every man I work with, the secret to lasting results isn't just in what you take, it's in how you live. Your lifestyle acts like the soil that allows these nutrients to take root and grow. When your heart, blood vessels, and hormones are supported by daily habits, the results you get from L-Citrulline, beetroot, and maca become stronger, faster, and far more reliable. It all starts with movement. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. A simple 30-minute walk each day can completely transform how your blood flows. Walking, cycling, or light swimming improves nitric oxide levels naturally and keeps your arteries flexible. I've had men in their 70s tell me that after just a few weeks of consistent walking, their results from the powders nearly doubled. It's not magic, it's biology. When your heart works efficiently, your performance follows naturally. Next comes nutrition. Avoid heavy, greasy meals before intimacy. They slow blood flow and interfere with absorption. Instead, focus on foods that naturally support circulation: leafy greens, garlic, citrus, nuts, and yes, a little dark chocolate. These foods boost nitric oxide and help the same pathways that L-Citrulline and beetroot use to work their magic. The men who see the best results are those who treat their diet as part of their therapy, not just an afterthought. Stress is another silent thief of vitality. When you're tense, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, both of which constrict blood vessels and lower testosterone levels. Practice deep breathing, gentle yoga, or even 5 quiet minutes each morning to relax your mind. Intimacy thrives on calm confidence, not pressure or performance anxiety. And let's not forget sleep. Your testosterone is built during the night, not the day. Skipping rest is like trying to run a race on an empty tank. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, and your energy, mood, stamina will all rise together. When men combine these habits with the right powders, something beautiful happens. They stop trying to perform and start wanting to. Their energy feels effortless, their confidence natural. That's when intimacy becomes less about proving something and more about connecting again. And if you're wondering how to start this journey safely and effectively, what to do first, how much to take, and how to build consistency, then stay with me. In the next part, I'll walk you through a simple, step-by-step plan to make these changes feel easy, natural, and life-changing. 10. How to start and what to expect. When men hear about this powder method for the first time, they often ask me, "Doc, where do I even begin?" And I always tell them, start simple, stay consistent, and pay attention to how your body responds. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just one small, smart change at a time can bring back the vitality you thought was long gone. Begin with pure L-Citrulline powder. Make sure it's not mixed with flavorings, fillers, or citrulline malate. Purity is what gives you results. Start with a smaller dose, about 3 grams, and work your way up to 6 grams as your body adjusts. Take it directly on your tongue, let it sit for 20 seconds, then swallow with a sip of water. Do this about 45 minutes before you plan to be intimate. It's simple, discreet, and incredibly effective. Once you feel comfortable, add in beetroot powder. A tablespoon is enough to boost your nitric oxide even further. Then, when you're ready, mix in maca for that extra spark of energy and desire. Most men start noticing a difference within the first week: firmer responses, easier arousal, and a stronger sense of control. By the second or third week, you'll likely feel improvements in energy and stamina, not just in the bedroom, but in your daily life. But here's something I want you to remember. Progress doesn't happen in a straight line. Some days you'll feel stronger than others, and that's perfectly normal. Your body is recalibrating, healing, and reawakening. Be patient with yourself. You've spent decades building habits that slowed your circulation. It takes a little time to rebuild what's been lost, but once it happens, it's life-changing. I often encourage my patients to keep a small journal. Write down how you feel each day, your energy levels, confidence, and even your mood. Tracking progress helps you see subtle changes that might otherwise go unnoticed. And as weeks turn into months, you'll start to realize that this isn't just about physical performance. It's about reclaiming your vitality, your pride, and your ability to give and receive pleasure without hesitation or fear. The men who commit to this process, the ones who truly give it a fair chance, often tell me the same thing. Doc, I didn't just get my performance back, I got myself back. And that's exactly what I want for you. Because in the end, this isn't about chasing youth. It's about awakening the man who's still inside you, waiting to feel alive again. And in the final part, I'll show you how to make that feeling last, how to keep your results strong, your confidence high, and your relationship thriving for years to come. Conclusion: reclaiming the power within. If you've made it this far, I want to say something to you, not as a doctor, but as a man who's walked alongside thousands of others through this same journey. Aging doesn't take away your manhood, it only tests your willingness to fight for it. The truth is, your body still remembers how to feel strong, how to respond, how to connect. It just needs a little help to awaken again. And that's exactly what this simple powder method does. We began by uncovering the science behind L-Citrulline, the amino acid that unlocks your body's natural ability to produce nitric oxide and restore blood flow. Then we explored how placing it directly on your tongue allows it to work faster and more efficiently than any pill ever could. From there, we added the supporting allies: beetroot powder to open new pathways of circulation, and maca to reignite your energy and desire from within. Together, they form a natural powerhouse, the performance stack, that's transforming the way older men experience intimacy. You learned that timing matters. Taking the powders on an empty stomach, with plenty of hydration and a calm, confident mindset, ensures that your body responds fully. You discovered that safety isn't a concern when used correctly, and that lifestyle, your movement, your food, your rest, magnifies every benefit. And most importantly, you now know how to start, how to build consistency, and how to measure progress not just by what happens in the bedroom, but by how alive you feel in every moment of your day. I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s rediscover that sense of power they thought was gone forever. Their wives noticed the change first: the energy in their touch, the confidence in their voice, the spark in their eyes. That's what vitality truly is. Not just physical ability, but emotional connection and self-assurance. You're not chasing youth. You're embracing maturity with the strength and wisdom that only experience can bring. So, here's my invitation to you. Give this a chance. Try it for a few weeks, follow the steps, and allow your body to show you what it's still capable of. Because you haven't lost your power, you've just forgotten how to access it. And when that moment comes, when you look into your partner's eyes and feel that surge of confidence again, you'll realize something beautiful. Age didn't take your strength, it simply asked you to earn it back. And now, with this simple powder on your tongue and a renewed fire in your heart, you finally can.